on my, I'm prepping for my broker license that I'm about to get. And it's so pretty in Texas today. It's freezing one day, it's like, snowing, and then all of a sudden it is sunny and stuff. So we are listening in. This is a broker prep class. Well, it's a real estate class, and then it's like with broker questions too, because the broker test is the real estate test and brokers with like 20 extra questions for brokers. So it's the same test that everyone else takes, it's just husband's name off the deed. 20 additional questions. So today and tomorrow I'll be doing this. So I'll let you guys listen in on how it goes. If you don't get that with your divorce decree, you end up having to go begging your spouse for one of those, and they end up sometimes extorting you for money for them to sign it so you can get your stuff closed on time. It's just a rough situation, divorce is, and it's even rougher when you don't get a quick claim deed with your divorce decree. So if you're ever getting divorced, make sure your attorney, who's not going to recommend this to you, they're going to want you to come back for $500 later and get one. Get a quick claim deed signed with your divorce decree. If the house is going to one spouse or the other, makes it so much easier. There is a weird question on the test that says you quit claim 50% of your home to your neighbor because you're low on funds and you need the money and they're willing to buy half your house and still let you live there. And then you sell your property a couple of years later to someone else on another quick claim deed, purporting to them that you own the thing 100%. Well, the person moves in and come to find out the neighbor comes knocking and says, hey, I own 50% of this house. Is his claim valid? And the answer is yes. You can only quit claim what you own. And all the owner had left to quit claim after they quit claim 50% to the neighbor was 50% to the new owner. Weird question, but it's in the database right now. Deeds often contain covenants and warranties, promises that never expire. The only one that's on the test still is the covenant of quiet enjoyment, as I mentioned earlier, that promises you uninterrupted use. Next, we talk about when the government transfers title to an individual, which was done mostly back in the 1800s after our independence. That was called a patent. When the government gives you land, pretty rare these days, as you can imagine. I haven't heard of it very much at all. Or commonly, when a developer develops a subdivision, which is the most common reason for land development in the United States, often 20 to 30% of that cannot be sold as lots. There has to be streets and sewers and parks and retention ponds. Often the Planning and Zoning Committee will want 20 to 30%, or like 30% today, of that land for these things. And so when you get the subdivision platted out to the liking of planning. I sure am. I'm on a Zoom call for my broker prep. I'm in the process of my broker's license. So I said, hey, I'll let you guys join in while I have to sit here most of the day. So welcome. Ask me questions. Also, this is a good way to prep. I mean, I paid money for this prep class and you're listening to it for free. So the broker prep class is basically the real estate test that new agents take, and then an additional 20 questions for brokers. So I thought it would be good for you guys. I get questions all the time. Try to help people become real estate agents. So I just wanted to bring y'all in. It's just got a couple of things that hers doesn't. So you die one of two ways. You either die with a will or without a will. If you die with a will, you are set to die testate. The courts, the executor that you appoint will divide your stuff according to the laws. According to your last will and testament. Well, it is boring. I already know a lot of this stuff. It's really just going and doing a refresh before I go take the test. No one says that. Because a lot of stuff that you have to take the test, that you have to know for the test, you don't actually use in real life. I do 98% of residential real estate and just very little bit of commercial. And half the stuff I learned in these classes and had to take on the test, I mean, I used some of it. I would say like maybe 40% at most. So a lot of it is just like stuff that you should know. It's almost like, it feels like a lawyer, like knowing the contract extremely well, knowing all the different terms and things for land, wheels, not having a wheel, what that cost, like what that can cost you, like all the things. So I'm just bringing y'all along on what I have to do with today and tomorrow.
Get first dibs through the courts, and you will be called a descendant.
Let me know if y'all have any questions when it comes to real estate or all things life.
But with a will, you're a devisee or a beneficiary. Without a will, you're a descendant. So you got to know those things go together. With a will is testate, executor, devise. Without a will is intestate, administrator, descent. You'll also end up at probate, 30 days, equitable title, and then legal or statutory title after that. In most states, if you don't probate your estate with or without a will within 4 years of your death, the states will look to escheat you out of any real property that has not been inherited. Some state laws create interest or rights that can affect how property is passed. Texas is certainly a community property state, but there aren't any community property questions I know about on the national test. Most of those will be on the Texas test, since Texas is one of the 10 states that have to test community property in marriage. So you'll see the community property questions on the Texas test. Dowry and courtesy rights, for what I understand, these are wrong answers on the broker test only. Dowry rights are the rights a wife has in their dead husband's estate, and dowry. The courtesy rights are the rights a husband has in their dead wife's estate. Think it's a courtesy to open the door for your wife. But again, those are wrong answers, and pretty fringe that they even have them in the test. Those only exist in Kentucky, Ohio, and Arkansas right now. And if it only exists in 3 states, there's no way it should be on our test. But nonetheless, it is. And they're wrong answers, though. All right, so we're going to take our break. I'll see you guys back here at 11:40. This is our last break before lunch. Lunch isn't until 12:30.
Okay.
And I'll stick around a couple of minutes if anybody has a question. Yeah, winter foreclosures.
Okay, so how this goes is I'm doing like a prep class for the class, for the broker test that I'm going to take. And so it's today and tomorrow. Hey, how are you? For the test I'm going to take. And so it's 2 days. It's like from, I think, 8:30 to either 6:30 or 4:30. I got to go back and look. And we like work for an hour, take a 10-minute break, work for an hour, take a 10-minute break. And honestly, that's exactly what I do for work. Like I don't know if I remember you. Tell me, are you the video guy who jumped on last time? And so, yeah, I'll be doing this most of the day. So I'm excited for my lunch break. I don't even know what I'm gonna eat. Oh, he left me the alcohol in that bread. Wonder why he didn't take that with him. Oh, he left me all that. Okay, sorry, I had a friend stay over. We talked about fruit. I'm the one from the fruit stream. Oh, okay, I love that. I'm going to grab my groceries later on today with the juicer. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm going to get my fruit today. I'm going to do green juicing this week coming up. I feel like I have a lot of it was snowing in Dallas. And so I've been just eating and eating and eating. That's what happens. Like I felt like we were in COVID all over again when we were inside for like 2 days. I'm so happy it's sunny again, and I'm definitely gonna get out of here. I'm not gonna stay at home all day. Well, most of the day, just because I get to listen to what's gonna help me pass this broker test. A lot of it is just a review, which is great, but I still need to brush up on my terms, and it also just reminds me of the beginning stages of real estate when I first got into it. So I'm excited about that, but definitely going to get some groceries today. I got a juice tomorrow, so I'll be juicing while I'm listening to them tomorrow. It's gonna be great. At least I think it is. So I got some lunch food that I'm gonna make. He left me that, which was so kind of him. I need to throw some of these things out of my refrigerator. Like the rest of this. Have you guys ever tried this? It almost looks like vitamin water, but it has a little bit more flavor. We only get 10-minute breaks, and the 10 minutes go by so fast. Well, guys, I think I'm about to lay on my couch for the next 6 minutes until I have to be back in there. So I love you, friends. Until next time. And how's the dog? Oh, he's doing great. Let me show y'all how great Jake has an amazing life. All he does is sleep. Jake, the people want to see you. Since I'm sitting in there, he'll stay in there the whole day underneath my feet. I've been putting my feet underneath him to like stay warm. But Jake has a really great life, and I'm sure he is excited that the snow is coming up. Look. He can get out there and he can play again. He's excited. He is. He's chilling, exactly. He loves to chill. Like, he has a really good life. I always tell people I would love to come back as a bougie dog, because who lived his best life is Jake Ford. Yeah, that's Mama Baby. Y'all see his tail wagging? Yeah, that's Jakey Poo. He is such a brat that he wants to wag his tail and still lay down. I love it. But anyways, guys, I'll jump back on a little bit tomorrow just to let you guys hear a little bit of like what y'all tell I'm very cozy today. I'm not doing my hair until I go out today. What was I saying? Oh, but I'll definitely jump back on tomorrow so y'all can hear a little bit about like real estate and like this is the prep. I paid money for this prep, so this is like free and easy way to listen in, even though it's for like 10 minutes. But I trust that you got some kind of value out of this. Have a great Saturday. Make it good on purpose. Love you, friends.